Thank you for tuning into the Force Production Powerlifting channel. My name is Lawrence Malchev. I want to talk about elimination, the elimination game. Snake diet is all about elimination of food and replacing it with salt water. And we all know, those of us who have done it even a little bit, that it works. It works like crazy. Okay? It works like gangbusters. All you have to do is go back into the archives of my channel about a year and a half ago, and you're going to see that I was eating anything and everything. And then once I started the snake diet, I shrunk lightning fast. 6 months, I went from 380 pounds to 219 by elimination. Now, I was fasting and eliminating food for days at a time. And then when I would eat, I would have a big meal, but I would eliminate carbs until I couldn't handle it anymore. And then I would have a meal that had lots of carbs in it. And sometimes I screwed up real bad and would screw up a whole series of fasts, right? I would screw up 2 fasts at a time. But here's what I learned about me and carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, it's water, okay? It's water. But if you eat too many carbohydrates, more carbohydrates than your liver can handle, you're going to produce fat from the carbohydrates. You're going to store the extra carbohydrates as body fat, as adipose tissue. You're going to eat carbohydrates and it's going to turn into body fat tissue. Body fat. It's going to turn into fat. It's going to turn into fat, okay? Now, because I exercise and lift weights and do lots of cardio, when I eliminate carbohydrates, my body eliminates water. That's what I'm learning about carbohydrates, is that really they're in essence they're water, because I understand that I can only take in so many carbohydrates in a given day. That's why my meal is only 600 grams of yams or sweet potatoes, because any more than that, I start putting on weight. The meal that I have right now, which is 600 grams of yams, 12 ounces of bison, 4 eggs, and I use 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil to cook the eggs and the bison and to put a little butter on the yams. That right there doesn't make my liver produce body fat. I don't get body fat out of that. As a matter of fact, my weight's been going down tremendously the last 4 days. On June 30th, I was 249 pounds. Okay? I'm going to show you, because I send my weight into my coach every night so he can help monitor my weight with me, because we're still learning how to control my weight best for weightlifting. Here it is. Sunday, 9:26 p.m. I send my weight into my coach. 249. Okay? Today, after I sent him in my weight after I ate, because I was actually lighter than this when I ate, 235.6. Okay? And that's through the elimination of excess carbohydrates. That's through the elimination of excess carbohydrates. Let me tell you something. On June 21st, when I did my competition, I woke up and I weighed in at 224 pounds. Okay? After I did that competition, I ate for like 9 days, whatever I wanted. And it took my weight up to 249 pounds. I was eating everything and anything I wanted. But I knew that was going to come to an end. And I knew that once I eliminated the treats that I wanted, like, you know, going to Arby's. Oh, I love Arby's, man. Or like eating some cookies, or drinking some actual Coca-Cola, or eliminating protein bars. Or I had a couple of days where I ate, 3 or 4 donuts every day, right? But once I knew that it was time to get back into training, I needed to be mentally ready. But I know that the carbohydrates, it's water, guys. If you eat just enough carbohydrates and you don't eat over your carbohydrates, what it's going to do is put water weight on you. It's not going to put fat on you. Generally speaking, what I've heard, and I'm sure it's different, give or take a few grams here or there, is that the human liver can only handle so many carbs at a time. Like a female, I think it's something like 80 grams, 60 to 80 grams. The liver can store 60 to 80 grams of glycogen. Carbohydrates, donuts, those are turned into glycogen. Okay, that's the gasoline that humans use. It's glycogen, one of the forms. The other is protein and fat, right? But women can store, the average woman can store like 60 to 80 grams of glycogen in her liver before it's an excess of glycogen and she gets fat. Men, it's around 100 to 120. And I know that if I go over my 600, let me see. Here, we'll do this. Look, carbs in 600 grams sweet potatoes. Okay, here's 120 grams. Look, I'm going to show you right here. I'll show you. Look at this. Here it is. Here it is, guys. Look at that. There it is. There's 120 grams. Okay? 120 grams. Carbs is 600 grams sweet potatoes. Right? 120 grams. There we go. Okay? That's the amount of carbs that I eat every day. And I don't have a problem with gaining weight on that. As a matter of fact, I'm losing weight rapidly every single day. I'm losing 2 to 3 pounds every single day by keeping just that as my carb source for my training. And I go and I train that. I train that off and I cycle it again. Okay? Here. Here's my pot of potatoes. One of these, that's a 600 gram yam. I got 4 left. I got 4 more days worth of fuel there. Right? And I use that to build muscle. It goes to a purpose. So that's what I'm talking about, guys. The elimination game. I don't freak out anymore if I want to just start losing weight because I know it's just a process of elimination. Okay? That's all it is. And with the snake diet, you get to remaster your metabolism. Your metabolism is every bodily system. How many bodily systems are there? Can you name them all, right? How many body systems are there? Okay. There are 11 major organ systems in the human body, which include the circulatory, that means your lungs, your respiratory, your circulatory is your blood. Respiratory, circulatory is your veins, your arteries. Respiratory, that's your lungs. Your digestive, of course, that's your intestines, your stomach, from your mouth to getting that out of there. Your excretory, that's like, I think your excretory, what is the excretory? But anyway, wow, what is the excretory? Sorry, hold on. Excretory system. What is that? Excretory system function. Okay, it's the elimination of waste. Okay, right. Oh, sweat glands, the liver, lungs, and kidney system. Okay, I was going to say that, but I just didn't want to, I wanted to be sure. You got nervous and endocrine system. The nervous system, that's your nerves, right? Your endocrine system, that's your glands, right? That's one system that we're really focused on in the snake diet. We are tremendously focused on the endocrine system. Okay, that's your health, right? That's your glands. That's your pituitary gland. That's your hypothalamus. That's thyroid, right? That your thyroid controls your fat, controls how fast or how slow you lose fat. Okay, the immune system. Okay, that's your lymph. Okay, that's your white blood cells and your red blood cells. Your integumentary system, that's your skin. Integument is your skin. Skeletal, that's your bones, muscle, reproductive systems. Okay, so there are 11 systems that all contribute to what's known as metabolism. Metabolism is just not your digestive system, it's everything. What do these 11 organ systems need to function? They need energy. We are an energy sucking machine. We burn calories like crazy. Okay? Even the fattest person around burns a ton of calories every day. They just don't burn them off. And they've eaten so many that they have them in excess, right? But even a very, very fat person, a super obese person laying in bed, burns a ton of calories. They've just overeaten so many that they have a giant game of catch-up to play. But all these 11 organ systems contribute to what's known as metabolism. So if you want a faster metabolism, if you want all of your organs to consume energy more, then you have to speed it up. And fasting speeds up that process. Fasting eliminates body fat because you don't give the body energy. It has to look for it elsewhere. It has to look for the energy elsewhere. And fat, body fat, is energy. It's just energy sitting around doing nothing. Okay? That's what we're after. All right? So when people say, oh, I want my metabolism to be faster, a lot of times they don't know what they're really talking about. And that's okay to not know. Okay? And what I'm talking about as far as metabolism also is a very broad and general thing, but it's very dead on. It's right on there. And I ask you, go to any medical professional, from an MD to a nurse to any medical professional, and ask them, do the 11 organ systems all contribute to what is known as metabolism? They will all say yes. So, it's a process of elimination. I understand that all I have to do if I want to rapidly begin to lose tons and tons of body fat fast is to dry fast. If I want to slow that process down a little bit, but have it still be light speed, then I saltwater fast. If I want to slow that process down, but still have it be very, very fast, then I do my 1 meal a day. If I want to slow that process down, I'll do 2 meals a day. If I want to slow that process down, then I would turn my 1 or 2 meals in a day into something that is a little excessive in carbohydrates, a little excessive in fat, a little excessive in protein. Or I can grind it all to a halt by eating whatever I want and eating whatever I want in excess, and I can even reverse it and eat tons and tons of food and get super, super fat again. You see, this is what people are talking about when they say it's a fad diet. It's not a fad diet. It's a way for you to figure out how your blueprint works. That's what we're going on. That's the process of elimination for me. But I throw in exercise, strenuous exercise, and I get super awesome fast results. I start growing muscle. I start getting cut, right? I start getting defined. You know what I mean? I start getting defined, right? Start getting defined. I'm starting to get defined, right? Okay? I'm starting to get defined. Why? Why is this so difficult for people to understand. It wasn't difficult for me to understand when I was very, very overweight. The problem for me was it was difficult because I didn't have any confidence that I could maintain it, that I could that I could get into the habit, because I always failed. But here's the thing, you gotta fail, you gotta get up, and you gotta get knocked down. One thing I never stopped doing was getting up and getting knocked out. I keep getting up, keep fighting, keep getting up, keep getting knocked down, because eventually I won't be part of this earth anymore. But I've decided that until I'm not part of this earth, I want to always be a fighter. So it doesn't matter to me if people say, oh, that lifestyle is not sustainable. I'm not sustaining the snake diet when I first started out. I'm not sustaining that. I don't live like that anymore. Snake diet was me paying my dues in order for me to finally get a leaner body. And if I stop powerlifting, then I'll go into bodybuilding and I will get a layer of fat on my body that thin, because I know how to do it. And that'll be a whole new process of elimination, of learning, but it will be done. Right now, that's not important to me. I feel great right now. I'm strong, I'm healthy. I can participate in a sport. I have a program that is helping me to get stronger, physically stronger. That's the mission, to always put more on the barbell to get stronger. And to be able to do that, your weight has to stay at a certain level sometimes. Right now, I'm finally building my powerlifter's body. But I had to understand a few things and go through a few things in order to get there. Your journey won't be like mine, but your journey can be just as fantastic, be just as awesome and inspirational. That's what I'm hoping for. That's the purpose of the channel. Okay? Life is a process of elimination. Let's just keep it relative to the snake diet now. Let's just talk about that. Let's think about that. Okay? That's what I'm asking. Just think about, what can you eliminate that may be a challenge for you? But what can you eliminate that you know in your heart of hearts, and you know it? What can you eliminate completely and not replace it with anything where you know it's gone for good? And sit back and watch what happens. Watch the good things happen. Okay? That's what we're asking for. We're not asking for you to be supermen and superwomen. I'm not asking for supermen and superwomen. I'm asking for people to just simply educate themselves. Yeah, go get blood work done. Go to an MD. Go to a doctor. Just avoid the drugs they try to put you on. Go to somebody who specializes in blood work, right? Go to someone who's, find a preventative medicine doctor. Find a holistic medicine professional. Okay? You're going to have to make your own choices if they want to crap on the snake diet. I decided I didn't care. It didn't matter to me what anyone else has said. I was all or nothing. There was no turning back for me. That, this was the final straw, and it worked so well. I just want you guys to be happy and healthy, make good decisions, go with your gut, okay? Because it doesn't happen all over in one night. But you gotta fight. Or you don't have to fight. You can just be a coward and sit and wonder what if. It's not the way I want to do it. Okay? And once again, I want to say that snake dieting, it's not sustainable. Your mind will eventually give in. But what will happen along the way is that the fasting will teach you what to not do. You will learn through denial, good old-fashioned denial. And it will be worth something. You will learn through the denial that you can give up things, that you are strong enough. You will learn that. And it'll be a no-brainer, it'll be easy. And even if you fall off for a week, a month, or a year, you'll have the experience, and it will be worth something to you again. You don't want to try it again. I can't make everybody stick to it, cold turkey, boom, all the way through like I did. It took me 44 years to be able to do that. You know? Had I just known this information when I was 12, you know? Had I known this information when I was 12, I never would have spent a year of my teenage life overweight. As bad as I wanted it back then. I wanted it bad back then. I've wanted ever since I began to gain weight. When I was around 10 years old. I never wanted to be gaining weight. Never. Are you hearing me? Snake diet's the answer, man. Since I was 10. It took me until I was 34 years of wondering, what's the solution? And then, doggone Cole Robinson comes along. It starts barking in my ear. Amazing. Now finally, the horse was led to water, and I put my head down and I drank. Man, and I drink that snake juice. You know? So this is probably my longest video, but I don't think any part of it needs to be cut out because it's all from the heart. And I'm going to leave it there and wish you guys good night. Again, like, subscribe, please. It would help. It would help me out. It would help other people out. Share the video. Share it all over social media. Share it everywhere. I don't have anything to hide. Share it. Please. Talk to me in the comments. Let me know how things are going with you. Let me know what's on your mind, okay? I don't have time for direct coaching, but my comment section, fill it up with your questions. I will get around to answering them all. I promise that, okay? So, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.